So another thing I try to do in autumn is to bring out warmer colors. So I bought a set of beautiful South African picture frame. So these are made from very old buildings, the windows of old buildings, and I have various sizes, various colors. And so what I do is bring out the woody, earthy frames, and then they just use it to swap out the more vibrant colors that was up during spring, summer. So here I am adding sea salt to the pumpkin and just getting everything ready to be popped into the oven, and you just leave it. Generally takes maybe 30 to 40 minutes to get crispy and tender. I love mine slightly charred. So I made this beautiful frame for autumn. I'm currently reading Antilles of the Savannah by Chinua Achebe, one of my favorite books. Fifth time reread. Absolutely amazing. So I swapped out some of the displays I had at the top, and here I'm putting all sorts of old vintage decanters, and I'm getting this part of the kitchen ready to get my, once I harvest my spices, I tend to dry them in this corner. So I'll hang them in the next few weeks, ready for winter. So in the beauty of decay, we find the essence of life's cyclical nature. Just like the leaves that fall to the ground, we have to let go. We have to learn to let go, and learn to let go of things that no longer serve us or make or serve us or nourish our soul. So what we try to do, or what I try to do in autumn, is make room for the new. So these lavenders are going to be sewn up and turned into lavender pillows. So in autumn, flowers once vibrant now wither, yet in their decay, they offer the promise of future bloom. The beauty of autumn is in the acceptance of impermanence, and that's something I think that's why autumn really rings a bell and calls to me. There is this acceptance of impermanence, that things are not permanent. Things would over change, rotate, teal, trail, move, forward, backwards, sideways, left, right. So this is what autumn reminds us all of. Every one of us. Sometimes we're not conscious of it, but when we are conscious and when you open your eyes and see, you will really, really begin to appreciate autumn. Celebrating allspice, this is a favorite go-to spice for autumn. The depth is unbelievable. And here we are, fully roasted pumpkin, absolutely ready to be plated. Even the simplest of tasks, like doing the laundry, can be a meditation. It's a chance to reflect, a time to cherish the details that sometimes often go unnoticed. So again, the simplicity of this task really allows me time to reflect. So it's almost time to plate up this beautiful warm salad I'm doing, and of course out comes my pine nuts. I'm absolutely partial to pine nuts, believe me. I seem to combine it with all sorts of things. So with my pine nut, what I do is deliberate slow roasting. So I slow roast it, and one thing I realize is if you roast it in really low heat, it brings out a lot of the flavor of the pine nut and brings it to the fore, and you would enjoy whatever you're combining the pine nuts with. So this is me roasting it. I tend to, maybe it takes around 2-3 minutes to roast. Again, layering my salad is a very deliberate act. So I try to accompany this particular warm pumpkin salad. I'm going to add spring onions to it, layer on things like feta cheese to it. Of course, it's a marriage made in heaven, pumpkin and feta. It goes unbelievably so well. And then other stuff like loose leaves, spinach. Just toss it and it's ready to go. So you would see as I plate it how absolutely beautiful it all looks. So as the sun sets on another autumn day, one thing I try to do is to remember the beauty of decay, remembering the magic of cooking, and remembering the philosophy of decision making. I wallow in the joy of life's small moments, and it's one of the greatest gifts that autumn unleashes on people, and it's really up to every one of us to cherish it, because it comes and goes so quickly. That's, I think, the fastest of the 4 seasons, in my opinion, is autumn, because within a couple of weeks we're wallowing in winter. So as you embrace the wonder of autumn and the essence of slow living, I personally try to let the beauty of this season become part of my soul. That's what I try to do. So I'm now sprinkling the vegetables on the warm pumpkin. The pumpkin is still quite warm. So sprinkling the vegetable, and you can use any vegetable. You can even use kale. I've used kale and I was pleasantly surprised at how well it worked with the pumpkin. So one thing with pumpkin salad, I think, if you're one of those people that stick to recipe, fear not with pumpkin salad. Anything goes. Believe me, anything goes. So with this particular recipe, I made it with feta cheese. So you could see I'm putting a generous amount of feta cheese, liberally sprinkling feta cheese, and then I layer my delicious pine nuts, roasted pine nuts. It looks burnt, doesn't it? But it's not. That's because it's been slowly roasting for 2 minutes, and it has that sort of like crunch. I like it that color because the crunch of the pine nut is even more accentuated, if you see what I mean. Then of course I drizzle it with very good quality olive oil, and that's it. Ready to eat, ready to savor. Yum yum.